Are you ever hanging out with your girlfriend and they're just being cute, dropping those subtle hints that they want you to get in shape? Like, you were so handsome when we first started dating. Or my friend from work, he goes to the gym all the time, and he said he used to be just like you. Oh, and my favorite one is,
Explode, I'm leaving you. You're lazy and only watch TV. And not even good TV. What kind of psychopath only watches Netflix originals? These last few weeks with Joel have been great. He's strong and brave. He takes me places. He protects me. He takes care of himself like you never did. Also, watching The Last of Us without you has been great.
and a few days ago, this is exactly what happened to me. Not the girlfriend stuff. It was my Netflix that I'm definitely not in a pseudo relationship with, recommending me this. What, am I not ripped enough to sit on the couch now? You always do this. Physical 100 is this Ninja Warrior meets Survivor type game show where a bunch of physically capable people are doing stuff on our TV screen so that we can sit there and be like, yeah, that could be a thing. Taking a look at the teaser, I was absolutely baffled by the words fight to the death, because that's really setting my expectations high, and I am so excited. The first episode, titled The Pecking Order, totally missed an opportunity to be called The Pecking Order, but I digress. Introduces us to, you guessed it, 100 contestants.
And they're hot bods.
Each contestant is supposed to walk in and find a statue of their own torso and stand next to it while everybody else filters in. And the first guy that walks in stands next to his own statue and says, "Damn, looking good."
Damn. Looking good, looking good.
Which has me thinking, wow, this guy has it worse than me. Yeah, sure, he has an Olympic gold medal, but he's obviously obsessed with the human form and wishes he would have studied art in Venice. But his dad said,
"No, son, gymnastics is what this family does, and you will not disrespect me like your sister did with her medical school. Now walk back to your room. On your hands."
This is so unfair. I can't believe this. Oh my God.
And my parents let me get an art degree. And that's working out so well. Or maybe he just doesn't know what mirrors are. Both realities equally sad. Like, shouldn't he have seen that same body when he got out of the shower this morning? Maybe he doesn't believe in showers either, which is gymnasty. You know, gymnasts, always on their hands and knees. Filthy. As the other contestants mosey in, we get the real scope of how this contest is gonna go. Like this guy, he's the Korean equivalent to a Navy SEAL. This lady, she's a 17-year professional bodybuilder. And this guy, he's a contortionist that choreographs zombie movies. So yeah, this undefeated professional boxer and this super young cheerleader. Who is in charge of these admissions? But most importantly, our 99th participant. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Dustin Nippert, the baseball player. Listen, Korea, it's called the Great American Pastime, and we don't even like that shit. Nothing against Dustin personally, but isn't the entire premise of baseball to hit the ball so hard that you don't have to exercise? The most famous baseball player of all time is named after a candy bar that people still don't like.
Hey, come on, you guys. They're pretty good.
And I can see the baseball dudes in the comments.
Hit the ball so fast.
Hey, Caden, I see you, man. And I care. I'm sure you've been to third base plenty of times and handle those balls with grace. In general, you can kind of tell Dustin is just a step above the competition, or he at least stands out because he's 6'8". I can't help but feel bad for him when he walks in, though, because like everyone else is met with, "Oh, your arms are huge, your legs look amazing, your body is spectacular," and Dustin just gets, "You're tall," which I kind of understood as the physical 100 equivalent to, "You have such a great personality." It's something that like is nice, but no one wants to hear it. It's just kind of understood. You didn't work for it. It just is what it is. And these sadistic producers only exacerbate the humiliation because the next guy that walks in right after Dustin has everybody weak in the knees. Everyone is like, "Is he here?" The person I fear the most is that guy. He's at a level you just can't catch up to. His muscles are so taut. fucking weird. We have all this crazy dramatic buildup, and I'm expecting the Terminator T-800 to walk out. But then out walks this guy? Are you all blind? Everybody that walks through that door looks exactly like this guy. Everyone is jacked as fuck. Of course he's in good shape. So is everybody else. I don't understand. If it were up to me on a grading scale, like a rhombus out of 10 is what I'd give him. And that's not nothing. Rhombus is pretty good. He's just not a trapezoid is all I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about. Famous artist Fetty Wap actually wrote a hit song about trapezoids to educate the youth on shapes and parallelograms. So now that our contestants are here, we're shuffled into another room where we're met with this giant plasma ball thing from Walmart that your mom would never buy you. And it informs us that this sexy shindig isn't to pander to the pretty people peeping at pectorals. Oh, no. It's about the title of Perfect Physique. And some sweet, sweet cash, baby. I'm talking 300 million Korean won. How much is 300 million? $230,000? I could go on Deal or No Deal tomorrow, Taco Bell burrito in hand, and win 4 times that amount. These people have achieved the pinnacle of human strength, and you can't offer them as much money as Alex Trebek? $230,000 is a lot of money. It would change anyone's life. You're forgetting that 2/3 of these people are YouTubers, models, successful athletes, or relatively famous on their own right. Dustin from earlier has a net worth of $1 million, and although this number may be inaccurate, I still think that these people would rather take the statue home over the money, because at the end of the day, the busting of oneself is truly priceless. Plasma Ball explains that we're doing a mini challenge, where the winner gets an advantage going into the elimination round. And this is where I realize that this show isn't fair, like, at all. So the challenge is for 2 groups of 50 to hang from this scaffolding-like structure in the sky without falling. Pretty simple, right? Jeez, I wonder if anyone's gonna be really good at this and just be guaranteed to get the advantage. If only there were people who competed in this kind of thing and, like, were recognized on a global scale, and maybe they would win a necklace made out of a precious metal or something. I don't know. It's a good thing that sport doesn't exist and no one has a clear advantage going into this, right? Right. A professional gymnast job is this, like, all day for years. So if the mini challenge gives the winner an advantage and we're going into an elimination round with a 50% survival rating, how can we find this fair? The challenge is catered to this guy. This guy isn't a gymnast. This lady can't do this. So the other people might just get eliminated because they're not a gymnast in the first round and they just, like, can't win the advantage. I know I'd be pissed if I worked really hard to get here and I couldn't progress simply because the first advantage challenge was for this guy and not me. Why couldn't it be to, like, pull a truck? First person to rip someone's head clean off wins. First person to break their arm by their own will wins. So whatever you think happens, it happens, and the gymnast comes in second. And his dad is gonna be so disappointed. He's not gonna walk right for weeks.
I'm gonna run away.
I gotta say, the entire hanging sequence from start to finish was really just boring. Because, you know, it's just people hanging there, and that's like it. How hard is hanging from something for a few minutes anyway?
Ooh. Hey, this ain't so bad. I could do this all day.
The stupid challenge also lasts for too long. It starts at the 30-minute mark of episode 1, and we don't figure out the winner until the beginning of episode 2. Would I usually find a problem with this? No. Back in my day, TV shows would do this all the time to make sure people would come back to watch next week's episode. But I don't get why we're doing it with a Netflix show. We can just flip to the next episode whenever we want. I don't even have to finish the first episode. I don't have to wait until next week to figure out who's gonna win. I also don't understand why Group A got 22 minutes of screen time and Group B got 7 minutes of screen time. Couldn't they both have just been 7 minutes and then we get a resolution to the first challenge in the first episode? Also, blatant discrimination against Group B, which Dustin's a part of. Short privilege is real. Gang gang. Like, it's so bad, I don't even know who won in Group B. Was Group A just more compelling? No. Both groups were doing the exact same thing. It makes no sense. It's a nitpick. I know. But I suffered an hour through this terrible dub, so I feel entitled to it. And I think that's the root of my actual problem with Physical 100. Netflix must be spending way too much time with Shudder down there at the bottom of the streaming service tier list. Because let me tell you, these fucking voice actors are killing me, man. I feel like most, if not all, of the cringe can be directed towards the dub. You see, the show is made in Korea, so everyone that's actually on the show is speaking Korean. So for us Westerners, they dubbed over the Korean and spoke English instead. And for some reason, this is the default setting, which... Why do you do this, Netflix? You did it with Alice in Borderland. You did it with Squid Game. It never works. No one watches with the dub on. It's terrible. It's out. And normally this would not be an issue because anime and cartoons, they do this all the time. Well, for whatever reason, Physical 100 has absolutely zero localization. It feels like they just took the transcript and ran it through Google Translate and then smacked it onto the table right in front of the voice actors. They say things that are just like weird. Like the guy that said his muscles are so taut. Who the fuck says that? No one says that. There are so many instances where the voice actors just make these people sound so dumb.
Hello, hello? You can speak English? So glad you're here. Hey, you're here too? Wait, you beat me? I beat one then. I beat you. Okay. Wow, swag.
Oh no! Muscle attack! Muscle attack! Muscle attack! No! Get back up there! Use your muscles! Yes!
Why do these clips even have to be included? How can they think that's money well spent? We know Netflix could use the extra cash. We're out here smashing that cancel subscription button like it has a Rule 34. Take that money that you were gonna give the voice actors and just pocket it. Or better yet, add it to the prize pool so that we can get this guy some art classes. He's obviously not very good at gymnastics. Jokes aside, I do think that all of these people are extremely impressive. Like I said earlier, a lot of these people have YouTube channels and participate in interviews where they actually act like normal human beings. And just like Netflix struggles with making game shows or original content in general, it too struggles doing foreign media justice to an American audience. But yeah, that's the beginning of Physical 100. Let me know in the comments if you've watched the show or if you just hate me. Hey, what's going on? Hey, stop. I wasn't done. Subscribe. What is happening? I'm the one editing this. Why am I doing this? See you next time. Bye. Also, no one died in this episode, which is kind of disappointing, but you know, it's probably for the best. See you later. Bye. Physical 100 is this Ninja Warrior meets Survivor. I said like a moron. Physical 100 is this Ninja Warrior meets I'm expecting Arnold Schwarzenegger from Schwarzenegger from the Terminator. Yeah, good job, me. Netflix must be. Netflix must be. Take that money that you were gonna add.